Do you ever feel an aching silence within your soul, longing to be truly seen, understood, or validated by your closest family, finding your spirit? Exhausted by the endless pursuit of their approval, yet questioning if you'll ever be enough for those who matter most? Welcome to my vessel of light. If you're here, perhaps your heart recognizes the profound ache of unacknowledged efforts, or maybe you've poured so much of your boundless energy into pleasing others only to find yourself losing touch with the gentle melody of your own authentic worth. You're about to embark on a tender, timeless narrative, a story that gently unfolds the sacred truth that your inherent value is not defined by external validation, especially from those closest to you, reminding us that true self-worth is a luminous flame ignited from within, destined to burn brightly, independently. This journey reveals how to build an unshakable foundation of self-esteem, transforming the longing for familial approval into a profound symphony of self-honor, guiding you to relate from a place of strength, not yearning. Once upon a time, in a bustling town where family ties were woven into the very fabric of daily life, lived a woman named Serafina. From her earliest memories, Serafina possessed a deeply sensitive spirit, attuned to the subtle currents of emotion around her, especially within her own family. She yearned for their understanding, their acknowledgement, trying endlessly to anticipate their needs, to achieve their unspoken expectations, believing that their full approval would finally bring her true peace. She excelled in her studies, nurtured her siblings, offered unwavering support to her parents, yet a persistent quiet ache lingered. No matter how much she gave, how much she achieved, she felt unseen, a quiet melody unheard. Amidst the family's symphony, her deepest self remaining largely invalidated. When she expressed her unique dreams, they were often met with practical advice or gentle redirection, subtly implying her true aspirations were impractical or naive, leaving her feeling as though she was constantly trying to fit a vibrant, unconventional self into a mold designed by others. This constant striving, this exhaustion from trying to be enough for those she loved most, became a silent burden, a secret she carried with a heavy heart. She would often observe other families, seemingly effortlessly connected, their affirmations flowing freely, and a silent question formed in her mind. Why did her own heart feel so starved for a validation that seemed so natural for others? Her soul yearned for clarity, for a way to bridge this chasm of unexpressed love and unmet longing, leading her to seek solace in her grandmother's ancient attic, a place filled with forgotten treasures and the whispers of unspoken wisdom, hoping to find a hidden truth. The profound emotional turning point, the gentle yet powerful turning point that stirred the depths of Seraphine's soul, arrived one quiet afternoon, not from a sage or a mystical spring, but from a forgotten, dust-covered wooden chest discovered in her grandmother's attic, a chest that had belonged to her great-grandmother, a woman known for her quiet strength and independent spirit, a woman who had faced many societal expectations in her own time. Inside the chest, nestled amongst faded lace and antique trinkets, Serafina found a collection of exquisitely detailed hand-stitched tapestries, each one depicting a unique scene of nature. A solitary bird soaring a hidden stream, flowing freely a wildflower blooming defiantly on a rocky cliff. These were not grand, marketable works of art. They were humble, personal expressions, clearly created purely for the joy of it. Yet they radiated an undeniable power, a profound sense of self-expression. Accompanying them was a small, worn journal, its brittle pages filled with elegant, faded script. Serafina began to read, and in the great-grandmother's words, she found a mirror to her own soul. They say a woman's worth is in her duty and her gentle compliance, but the truest art is born when the soul sings its own song, even if only the stars are listening. The journal spoke of a life lived with quiet defiance, of finding joy in personal creative acts, despite a lack of external applause, of cultivating an inner world so rich it provided all the validation needed. This was the moment of profound realization. The deep yearning for familial validation was not about her family as failure, but about her own neglect of her inner voice, her own fear of singing her unique melody without guaranteed listeners. A profound wave of recognition, sharp and poignant, washed over Serafina. For this was an intuitive truth she had always felt but never articulated. The tapestry as quiet beauty and the journal as honest words showed her that true validation isn't given, it's claimed, it's cultivated from within, like a hidden spring. The ancestor as example showed her that her soul's melody didn't need an audience to be profound. It needed her own acceptance and devotion. This quiet internal encounter was more than just a revelation. It was a sacred invitation to a profound journey of internal healing, of relearning to trust her own inner compass. A silent question emerged from the depths of her soul. Was it truly possible to shed this heavy armor of longing and finally sing her own song, even if only her heart initially heard it? Perhaps this profound moment resonates deeply within your own heart too, dear one. This quiet confrontation with the echoes of unfulfilled validation, the gentle ache of seeking approval from those closest to you. If your spirit echoes with the subtle lament of unheard truths, if you've ever felt that your worth depends on external affirmation, know that you are profoundly not alone in this beautiful, often challenging dance of existence. Your quiet strength is recognized, your boundless love is seen, and your inherent capacity for profound self-validation is a sacred gift to the world. A luminous truth that deserves to shine brightly not just for others, but for your own radiant self too. A beacon of self-worth in every season of your unfolding journey. In that profound moment, guided by the silent wisdom of her great-grandmother's legacy, a silent, truth clear and radiant as the attic's dusty sunbeams bloomed within, Seraphine's heart a whispered revelation that defied the cruel hand of unfulfilled longing. It was never too late to build her own foundation of self-worth, to find her own peace independent of external approval. She understood then with profound clarity that the barriers to her validation were not external judgments, but self-imposed conditions, sacred pauses in the grand dance of self-discovery. The key, she realized, was not to chase validation, but to cultivate it from within, to honor her own intrinsic value. Serafina began her tender journey by creating a ritual of inner witnessing, a sacred space in her studio dedicated to hearing her own soul. She would hold a single intricate thread from her great-grandmother's tapestry, and with each deep breath visualize acknowledging her own feelings, her own achievements, her own intrinsic worth, whispering silent affirmations over the thread. Then she would weave it into a small personal piece of art, a symbol of her newfound self-acceptance, a constant reminder that her value was inherent. She spent her mornings cultivating this inner garden of self-validation, not with hurried striving, but with mindful presence, embracing the richness of her own unique voice, trusting the promise of her own authentic path. This new daily ritual, this profound connection with her true self and her own emotional freedom brought with it an unparalleled sense of peace, a quiet joy that resonated deep within her soul. It wasn't about erasing the past, but about transforming its weight into wisdom, its sorrow into fertile ground for new growth. As the days gracefully unfolded, Serafina felt a palpable lightening of her spirit, as if the invisible burdens she had carried for so long were slowly dissolving, each passing moment bringing her closer to a profound sense of inner freedom. Like mist lifting from the valley, her own creative work became more authentic, filled with a bold expression of her unique vision, and her relationships, even with her family, shifted, no longer based on striving for approval, but on mutual respect. She began to share her quiet wisdom with other women who carried similar burdens of unfulfilled validation, teaching them the importance of listening to their own soul's echoes, of honoring their own worth, and of practicing rituals of self-acceptance and compassionate self-advocacy. She guided them to their own quiet places, empowering them to become their own guardians of self-worth, to connect with their inner wisdom and gently embrace their own unfolding. It wasn't just Serafina who transformed. It was the entire community, women finding new lightness, new joy, new freedom in their lives, their spirits radiating a profound sense of peace. Her life became a living testament to the truth that every soul has the capacity to heal not only itself, but also to inspire profound self-acceptance in others, transforming unspoken pain into a legacy of liberation and light. She was not a distant guide, but a compassionate presence helping others hear the true authentic song of their own souls, guiding them to release what no longer served them simply by being. And today, this light but gentle glow of self-liberation and profound acceptance of your unique brilliance belongs to you. Your existence doesn't need external validation to feel its immeasurable worth. Your heart doesn't need family approval to find its profound peace. You are a masterpiece, intricately woven, gracefully unfolding with every breath, every moment of release, every act of courageous healing. Embrace your tenderness, honor your empathy, and remember that within you lies an infinite wellspring of grace, waiting patiently to nourish your own soul and those connected to you. You are enough just as you are a radiant vessel of light, destined to bloom beautifully piece by gentle piece. In your own perfect sacred time, radiating a connection that begins from within and extends through all seasons of your life. If this story touched your heart, if you found a quiet echo of your own journey within this profound tale of finding your own validation, please consider giving this video a like, as it helps us reach more beautiful souls who need this message. Share your thoughts in the comments below. We would love to hear which part of this story resonated most deeply with you. Or perhaps share a moment when validating yourself brought you unexpected peace, for your wisdom enriches our collective vessel. And if you seek a gentle refuge, a space where understanding blossoms and awareness finds solace, come rest with us and subscribe to My Vessel of Light, allowing our shared journey to continue, illuminating paths of hope and healing, whispering strength into every sensitive heart.